Please beware, this is going to be mostly positive review with a lot of praising how much I love listening to this newest addition to Top End lineup. Hello everyone, welcome to Tabama Hi-Fi Review channel. I reviewed D93 Discreet, one of my favorite in $1,000 price range. I was very impressed with the sound. And also, I had a chance to listen D900 and A900 combination in China when I was visiting. That was a prototype back then. So when I received this D900, I started off using with Netflix watching, YouTube streaming, and out of the box, it can sound a little congested, a little muffled to some level. I was pairing with SMSA gallium nitride MPAX using this D900 as a pre-deck. But that was an out-of-the-box experience, and I listened for a few weeks. And one thing that bugging me is I want to break this D900 in, right? But when the signal is cut out or not present, then this D900 will shut off automatically. So that's the one thing. So I have to keep feeding the signal to break it in. So I just keep it going even if not volume is loud. So that's how I break it in. So probably I give it 50 hours to settle. That's about it. And then pretty much straightforward from there on. Then I moved it here in my main system, pairing it with Musicshare X11 845 tube amplifier and my reference Accuphase E4000 and this Pioneer TAD S1EX towers and JBL L100 Classic 75th Anniversary Edition using Mogami XLR cables. One thing that I like to remind you is this D900 doesn't feature any analog RCA out. It only features balanced XLR out and free out simultaneously if you choose output or, but it does have 9 digital inputs, 2 coaxial, 2 optical, Bluetooth, and 2 USB-C and B USB inputs, and they can be used simultaneously. You have to choose either or D900 will select automatically. And also I2S, of course, and AES input and all those digital inputs. So that is probably most digital inputs I've ever seen in this price point of component under $2,000. D900 retail for $1,800. Some may say, oh, this is just a glorified D93 discrete. But it is not. This one has much better stepped volume control. 0.5 dB increment volume control. It's nice and precise control. When you turn it, it will make ticking sound. That's the one thing that you may notice. So that is not a problem. That is the standard and that's the design. So, and then the top in PSRM, the 1-bit socket design is double compared to D93 discrete, and there is a lot of improvement in FPGA programming as well compared to D93 discrete. So, and there is a 10-band PEQ that you can do, and it comes with solid piece of aluminum remote control with plastic buttons area. It uses button type lithium battery and it works great. I'm not gonna go through all the specs because you can see spec sheets and parameters and everything. So dynamic range is just 1 dB better than D93 discrete. In my system, I only use 4-volt output most of the time if I can choose one, so I don't use 5-volt. Even that sound quality is phenomenal. And build quality, as you can see in this close-up pictures, cleanly built circuitry with very low noise power supply. Only thing I wish is it should come with RCA out as well as toroidal transformer in power supply. Other than that, I have no complaint except a compatibility issue with my Sony HAP-Z1ES NAS using USB cable like I experienced with D93 discrete. What happened is when I'm playing music, all PCM files are totally fine, but when I have a playlist with DSD and PCM mix, then after DSD files, PCM file won't make any sound. It doesn't come out. I have to hit that track again, then it will play. But it won't do that if PCM 5, then DSD 5, then it plays. So that's the probably the USB driver compatibility issue with my Sony NAS. So it doesn't apply to all of you, only those Sony NAS owners. Overall build quality, full aluminum chassis with nice clean look. I don't know why they don't have the window to see the socket like they had on D93 discrete. I kind of like that feature. In my system, I started off with this X11 using this JBL, and I was listening all my music, streaming Tidal using the SMS N100 or my Sony NAS. Sound quality is immersive. Even online streaming or local playback, or doesn't matter. One of the most revealing but engaging sound. That's how I would describe it. According to Topping, D900 or D93 discrete play DSD natively without processing internally, so that is a big plus. I'm not sure if they are totally NOS or not. That is this. They didn't describe anything when you're playing PCM. DSD and PCM files, I'm having hard time differentiating in terms of sound quality. Very impressive that they designed it so well. They perfected. As far as I know, they spent about 2 years developing and perfecting this D900 or their discrete lines, right? When I started using with that X11 and this JBL combination, I was like, my jaw's on the floor. I was like, bass is tight and articulate, yet very rich sounding with deep sound signature. Mid-range is so accurate, yet well refined sound quality. Human voices are natural and engaging to listen without overemphasizing like forward or laid back or not that kind of sound. Neutral, transparent, but rich side of tone and balance. So I was thoroughly enjoying it. Highs are well extended, but some system may find slightly rolled up feeling. So that is depending on the system pairing and depends on personal taste. But if you really pay attention to it, it's not rolled up. It's well refined, and definition and resolution is stay intact with great musicality. That's how they produce. Compared to D93 discrete, this D900 is more refined, better bass quality, tighter bass performance. Even at the low level listening, mid-range quality is to die for, right? Engaging sound that I can enjoy all day long. You can play any type of music. Stevie Nicks to Dua Lipa to everything that combined. I was thoroughly enjoying the sound. Most importantly and most impressive thing about this D900 is immersive soundscape and precise and well-placed stereo image. Placement and everything is so well produced. Even when I was listening to Dua Lipa, Don't Start Now, the soundscape is so big and immersively produced. Some of those are nuances and tiny notes are coming towards me where I'm sitting there 12 feet away, like never heard of that kind of sound reproduction. Three-dimensional holographic notes that come from the left and come to the right, and it's like surrounded me, and I was like, wow. I mean, this is a one of a kind deck if you pair it right. Then I switch it over to Accuphase E4000 with this S1EX Towers combination. Even better experience in depth, bass quality, deep notes, super engaging mid-range, more precise stereo image. Right? Good stereo images you will hear right here in the center. But when the stereo image is so well produced, and if the deck and system can produce in best possible way, it is going to be coming to your right, coming to from the left, coming from the top. So vocal is going to be much taller, almost to the ceiling, right by the top of the diffuser kind of performance. Like I'm sitting at the front row seat and listening with live performance kind of experience, but more refinement in sound quality. Frequency extension is just about right for me. I'm not a big fan of bright sound in general, so I'm pretty sensitive to it. And also I like deep and tight bass quality and immediacy. So bass quality, D93 discrete bass quality is very good, but this D900 takes it to next level, and immediacy and impactful bass with nice and tight bass, yet it has rich tonality to it. I mean, I don't know if I can describe better than that, right? So it's that kind of sound quality, every frequency range from lowest notes possible to highest notes humanly possibly can hear. Everything is produced in very musical, engaging manner. Doesn't matter any type of music I throw at them. Even when I'm listening to AC/DC or Guns N' Roses, even more enjoyable. So that sort of sound quality and that kind of performance, and they call it the top of the line deck. I mean, no doubt this is masterpiece in making, in my opinion. Sound quality is that good. The volume control and pre-session works great, right? Only thing that I cannot test is PEQ, because I have no way of using a Windows computer, or I don't have any Windows. So that's the only thing. I really wish that they have an app or something that can work and fine tune it. But also the remote control have the shortcut buttons to access PEQ setting and everything. So it's easily accessible, and they even have a presets in there. So, I mean, for the sound quality, I can keep on going. For the price and sound quality ratio, I don't know if I can have better decks under $5,000, because I think some of the decks I had were pretty good, such as Gastard X30 or those top-end Dynafrips or any, those brands. But this top-end D900 totally take me to next level in terms of musicality. To summarize it, sound is absolutely detailed, high resolution sound quality, refinements in across the frequency range without overemphasizing any frequency. Neutral, balanced sound, but in musical, engaging sound that I can enjoy all day long. Matter of fact, I've been listening this D900 all day today. So that is, I was streaming Tidal all day, modern music, everything, current pop hits, and I was like, this D900 is the keeper in my system. So here's my quick advice to you. If you want to use it as a pre-deck and utilizing built-in volume control and pre-stage is totally fine. You can pair with Class D amps or even top end that monoblocks or whatever you choose. It should work incredibly well. But in my case, I like this D900 at the line out only. I think that sound is phenomenal. Probably the best out of using this D900. When I'm using as a pre-deck, I find it to be resolution and the detail and space is slightly less than using line output only. But that's more to do with the pairing amplifiers as well. So it's not absolute truth, but just how I remember it. So if you pair it right, it should give you incredibly good sound quality. If you are shopping for dedicated deck under 5,000 US dollar, please audition this top-end D900 in your system before you make any decision. One of my friends replaced his $5,000 Arturia deck with top-end D93 discrete a few months back. So that's how good they are. Arturia decks can offer good sound quality. In terms of digital performance, it's nowhere near close to this one big architecture in signal to noise ratio, sound signature, noise performance, and everything combined. This top-end D900 is absolute best buy under $5,000 in my experience. That is the experience that I like to share with you. Thank you for watching and happy listening.
Come into my solitude, though I weary be. Come into my tenderness, dream along with me. Listen to the whispers sing, listen to the singer shout. Come into my solitude, be my big mouth. Thoughts unspoken, thoughts unsaid, lies of hearth and home. Children broken on the bed and left to lie alone. Things you talk around, scum you choke on down. Come into my solitude, step on sacred ground. We were speaking of values and violence, breaking silence. Fathers who are lovers to the daughters that they own. Mothers who believe a child is single safety zone. People so unhinged that death is much too kind. Come into my solitude, step over the line. Thought it was the only one. Thought it was the only. Thought it was the only one. Speaking of values and violence, breaking silence. Come to my solitude, welcome to the wheel. Come into this wonderland of wounds that will not heal. Walls that do not speak, steps that do not sound. Come into my solitude.